Hey guys, this is George back again to do another video. This one is my top. I would say I got about 40 Blu-ray horror films for the Halloween season coming up. Figure I'm gonna probably do like one a night maybe if I can get through them all. But I figured I'd share with you guys and let you know, show you my top horror films that I have on Blu-ray. This is just what's on Blu-ray that I own on Blu-ray. As you can see, I have a ton of horror DVDs here. I've got more over there, but I wanted to stick with Blu-ray this time. I got a new 3D TV with a killer new Blu-ray player. So I figured we'll start off with some of my favorite Blu-ray horror films for Halloween. First up, Midnight Meat Train. This is a great film. This has Bradley Cooper from The Hangover. Brooke Shields is in it, and Vinnie Jones. I'm sure everybody's seen this by now. Next up is one of my favorite films of all time, and that is The Exorcist. When I was a kid, this movie scared the living shit out of me. I couldn't sleep for like a week after I saw this film. I was about 12 years old when I first saw it. I love this film now. I also love The Exorcist 3, which I hope that comes out on Blu-ray at some point. I do have that on DVD. I already watched this. I may watch it again before Halloween, but what a great film that is. Next up is another one of my favorite foreign films, Dead Snow. Nazi zombies, fucking awesome. In the Snow, killer, great zombie film. Another classic that I love. I just watched this a couple weeks ago. I got is Psycho, the original Psycho. This is the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Series 1, 50th anniversary. This looks incredible on Blu-ray. The transfer on this is amazing, I thought. Really killer. Check out Psycho. Next up is Hatchet, one of my favorite newer horror films. I liked Hatchet 2, but not as much as the first one. Hatchet 2 was a little, I think, messy in some places. Looked rushed, but the first one's a classic. They're making Hatchet 3 now. I hope they take their time with it and, really do it up good. But definitely check out Hatchet 2's, it's worth checking out. Next up, the only original Friday the 13th that they've released on Blu-ray so far, and that's parts 1, 2, and 3. There's no news about any of the other ones, which is unfortunate. Part 3 is in 3D, comes with the 3D glasses. Transfers on these look pretty good. Not great, but better than the DVD, but, if they would take it from the original negatives and put them out, it would be so much better. But I'm hoping they do at least part 4. At least to have the first 4 films on Blu-ray, but really, a classic. Change it up a little bit, add a little comedy. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. This is one of my favorite films from last year. Really funny, really well done film. It's hilarious. It's about the 2 hillbillies and the gang of kids that go camping, and they cross paths, and one thinks one thing, one camp thinks one thing, the other camp thinks the other, and hijinks ensue. Killer movie though. Check out Tucker and Dale, and also it stars Tyler Labine, who's I think one of the funniest guys out there, one of the newer comedians out there. Next up is a classic trilogy, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. Evil Dead transfer looks really good. Evil Dead 2, the 25th anniversary edition of the Part 2 looks really good as well. Army of Darkness, from what I remember, I haven't watched it in a while on Blu-ray. It was just okay, I think. I could be wrong. I'm going to revisit these 3 films again within the next month. Since today is October 1st, I'll be watching at least 2 of these tonight, I hope, after the kids go to bed. Classic film. They're doing the remakes coming out next spring of The Evil Dead. I don't know how I feel about that. No Ash in it, from what I understand, but what are you going to do? But I think they are I think Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell are involved with the project, so we'll see. The next one I got brand new. I've seen this before. I had it on DVD, but I haven't picked it up on Blu-ray till this weekend. Um, Best Buy had a sale. I got this for $9.99. The Innkeepers. Really classic kind of horror, or classic kind of ghost story. Kind of spooky. I like this film a lot. Haven't opened it yet. It's a Ty West film. Definitely check it out. The Innkeepers. Great ghost story type film. Next up is another classic of the last 10 years, Jeepers Creepers. I love this first one. The part 2 I thought sucked. I didn't care for it at all. There was rumored that they were doing part 3. Haven't seen any news on that in about a year. I thought the Creeper character was really killer. Really cool look. You know, and he was different. You know, one part of the movie he's a man with a long coat and a hat, and the next thing he's flying around. He's got wings, and really killer film. I thought this was really good. Stars Justin Long, who was in like Dodgeball and a few other comedies, but check it out. This just came out, I think, 2 weeks ago on Blu-ray. Next up is one of my favorite independent films that I've talked about before on video. It's Blood Knight, The Legend of Mary Hatchet. The transfer on this looks amazing. This is the Canadian Blu-ray. There is no U.S. Blu-ray of this, but it's definitely worth checking out. It is on DVD in the States. If you can find it, I think it's pretty cheap now. Definitely check out Blood Knight. Next up is the oldie Nightmare on Elm Street that they released on Blu-ray, and that's part 1 and 2 and 3 on one disc. Part 1 looks amazing, I thought. Parts 2 and 3 just looked okay. Classic films, all 3. I liked 1 and 2 a lot. Dream Warriors was okay. I don't think it was as eerie or as scary as the first 2. I thought the second one was rawer than the first one, maybe a little bit. I just thought some of the sequences in that were amazing. But definitely check that out. Next up is quite a few here in this. I don't know what you want to call this, but it's the George Romero series, Dawn of the Dead. This is the UK multi-region one. That's amazing. This set is unbelievable. I love this set. And the transfers look way better than the US transfers. Day of the Dead, that's again the UK multi-region Blu-ray. This is, I think, a 3-disc set or a 2-disc set, maybe. I can't remember now. This is 3 discs, and this is 2 discs. Definitely check them out. Again, Amazon.uk or Amazon.co.uk. You can get them for about $18, I think. Now I got them for about 10 each when they first came out. Next up, George A. Romero's Land of the Dead. This was his big budget film. Kind of failed to capture some of the older films. Still a pretty decent film. This is the unrated director's cut. That was a little bit better than the theatrical version, but I'll still watch it. George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead. Kind of like a found footage film. Not bad. Nothing great. Oh no, this is the one I like. I like this one. The found footage one's pretty good. This one, Survival of the Dead, was nothing great. I didn't care for that too much. Some sequences in it I liked a lot, but other than that, I hope he redeems himself with another Dead film soon. And lastly, in the Dead series is the remake of Dawn of the Dead with Sarah Polley and Ving Rhames. I thought this was really well done. The only problem I had was the running zombies. I'm not a big running zombies fan. I like the slow lumbering zombies, but still a pretty good film. Next up is one of my favorite films of the last 20 years. It's The Devil's Rejects, Rob Zombie film. I just thought this was raw and intense and really, really good film. The first film was, Can't remember. House of a Thousand Corpses. That was okay, but I love this one. I just love the grittiness of this movie. I thought it was really, really good. The transfer on this looks amazing. If you haven't seen this yet, which you should have by now, definitely check it out. Next up is Return of the Living Dead. Classic film from '85, I think this came out. Not much to say about it. Really killer film. It's a fun film. Looking forward to them putting part 2 on Blu-ray, hopefully. Another eerie one I liked. It was a big budget film. Tim Burton did it. Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. I just thought this looked amazing. I saw this in theaters when it came out. The Blu-ray looks incredible. Great story. Great, art or graphics and makeup, and it's just a really good film, I thought. Next up is The Collector, another independent film. The new one's coming out called The Collection. I don't know when. I think in the winter sometimes. This is from the creators or the writers of a couple of the Saw movies. Really intense film. I thought I liked it a lot. Check that one out. Next one up is Chrome Skull, Laid to Rest 2, which I love Laid to Rest. This one I thought was really good as well. I'll probably end up watching Laid to Rest again before I watch this one, but it's not available on Blu-ray. I just thought this was a really cool film. Chrome Skull's the killer in it. Pretty cool though. I like this. From what I understand, they're making a part 3. I haven't heard any other news on it lately, but we'll see. Next up is another great zombie film from the past year. It's a Ford Brothers film called The Dead. It's about a zombie outbreak in Africa, and just survivors trying to get to a compound where there's other survivors, a boy and a kid. A boy and a man, an older man, cruising across Africa to try to get to this compound with other army, where the army is, other survivors. But I thought this was really well shot, really nice look to it, real crisp, clean look. Some of the zombies in it are unbelievable looking, but definitely check out The Dead. And I think that's on sale now. I saw it at Best Buy this weekend for $9.99. So next up is another trilogy. Well, it's more than a trilogy, but it is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the original Ultimate Edition. This looks unbelievable. One of the best transfers for Blu-ray that I've seen in a long time. It's a Toby Hooper film. Classic. This is what started the whole slasher thing, I think, in all reality, in the 70s, early 70s. Everybody's seen this by now, but... And then, of course, the second installment, Texas Chainsaw 2. This just came out on Blu-ray. Again, this is a Toby Hooper film. Stars Dennis Hopper. Kind of picks up where the first one left off, about 15 years later. Bill Moseley plays an unbelievable character, Chop Top, in this. He was amazing in this film. One of my favorite horror films of all time. Unfortunately, the transfer on this, not as good as I thought it would be. Hopefully they'll redo it at some point. It's not bad. It's just, after seeing the first one, it was kind of a letdown. And then you have the remakes of Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Jessica Biel and The Beginning, which I thought The Beginning was good. A good film, too. Starring, what's his name? Arlie Emery is in it. Army? I don't know. But pretty cool films. I like both of them. And there'll be a new Texas Chainsaw out next year. Texas Chainsaw 3D. Now, Halloween themed, Trick or Treat. It's like an anthology movie. Really cool film. Has like 4 other films inside of one whole film. All comes together at the end. Excuse me. I love this film. I watch this every Halloween night now. So that'll be my Halloween, October 31st, before I watch these. And that's Halloween. The first one. Halloween 2, which I ordered the brand new version of this, the deluxe edition. This is the 30th anniversary edition. There is a new edition out now on Scream Factory. Halloween 4, that just came out. Halloween 5 just came out as well. The Curse of Michael Myers. I love this film, and there's a director's or producer's cut, they call it, that I wish they would just put out on Blu-ray, but never happened. And then H2O, which was this last of the, the original, because this one sucks ass. I don't like this one, but I'll watch it anyway, maybe. Nah, probably not. I can't stand this film, actually. Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes have no business being in that film. And then the Rob Zombie, which I thought were amazing films, both of them. The first one's great, and the second one's just as gritty as The Devil's Rejects. This is the uncut version, which is so much better than the theatrical version. Don't know why they cut it to begin with, but that was a stupid move, because I think the theatrical version killed this film. But definitely check out the Blu-ray. And obviously the first one. And to round it all out, since AMC's coming back with Walking Dead Season 3, I'll probably end up watching a couple episodes of Season 1. I have Season 2 on order as well. But that starts, I think, a couple weeks before Halloween. So anyway, that's it. That's my favorite Halloween films that I watch every year. There's probably a few DVDs that I'll throw on too at some point when I have time, but other than that, that's it. Again, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll be back real soon with another LP update. I haven't done a DVD or Blu-ray update in a long time. Probably still won't do one for a while, but I've been buying a lot of music lately, so DVDs and Blu-rays are kind of on the back burner for now. I'm just getting certain titles here and there, but nothing like I was getting before. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and check them out. Halloween's coming soon. Hey guys, George back again. This is another update video, kinda, sorta. This is for my personal favorite Halloween horror movies. Let me start again.